Hi everyone, welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. As you know, we are a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Poola, Guy, the chickens, all of us here at Sussex Squad. Welcome, guys. I I know it's kind of late, so I know our London squaddies or England, UK, I should say, squaddies are sleeping, or French squatties are probably sleeping, or African squatties are probably sleeping. But so much has happened today that I was just like, my head is spinning. I'm like, today was supposed to be a day that we were reveling in Meghan's, beautiful gold outfit and just reveling seeing Mama Doria and Prince Harry and talking about them. And then by this morning, the whole narrative changed. Everything changed. And it was just like, oh my gosh, what happened? And so I was just like, and so I kind of delayed doing the podcast. So I'm like, from this morning, we've had so many different narratives for this story. I mean, we've got like 11 ones from the police department. Every time I turn around, some other police department has given a whole different tale of this story. We've had the cabbie has now given like 5 different tales of this story. I mean, we've had, some person on the ground saying, I mean, it just, and the only person who are people who have stuck to one narrative and their only statement has been Harry and Meghan. And everybody else is giving all these different stories. The press is like a million different takes on these things. And it's just like, oh, I am overwhelmed. I don't know about you, if you've been keeping up with the story, if you've been keeping up with what happened. But I just kind of wanted to come on here. I don't have an agenda. I don't have receipts, nothing, because this story is ever changing. And so I just wanted to, chat and see how you guys are doing, how you're feeling, and whatever, I just wanted to know what you thought about all of it and your take on what's been happening. I know it's been scary, concerning. I mean, the only thing I could think of today was thank God for all the prayers of the squad, because, anything could have happened last night. And we know how quickly things can change. And, so, all I kept thinking today was like, thank God the squad has been praying for them, because that is probably what kept them safe and protected, So, but I would just love to hear from you. Again, I don't have an agenda. I just wanted to chat and see how you guys were feeling. If I'm gonna put the link in the chat, if you want to call in, that's fine as well. So definitely, but yeah, just let me know. Let me just put this, paste it. Okay. Link is now in the chat. So if you want to call in, but I'm just going to go through and say hello to everyone. And I'm, going to start from the top and see where, and just say hi to everyone as I go along. So we have Lorna. Lorna is saying, hello, Pillow. I need clarity right now. You and me both, Lorna. You and me both. There's like 11 different take on this topics. Like every news channel, or they are posting something different. The police department can't get their story straight. I mean, it's just like, and again, it's like when people are trying to hide things, they never can come up with, they can never can have the same narrative. It's like, how many different versions of this can the police department have? How many different versions of the press gonna have? So it just is very interesting. Let's see. Who else is there? Let's just say, oh, look, Karen, I see you there. So I'm gonna hold on. I just want to say hello to everyone, Karen, and then I will come to you. So stay right there, Karen. Hi, Fancy is here. Gerda is here saying hello to everyone. Karen M. Hi, Karen M. How are you? Emma is here saying hello. Oh, Lord, we got you before. Mara saying hello, and Sharon and Auntie Jane and Black Queen. Hello, guys. Saima is here, and Carolyn. Hello, guys. Welcome to Just Our Chat. We're just chatting. Black Queen says we are not in the best mood. Yes, I know. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. So yeah, it's very, very mm. Too many. Yeah, it just brings back so many memories, and so I mean, everyone is just like have that feeling right now, and so um, let's see. SAS says, I believe the UK tabloid bosses paid these paps to harass and endanger the Sussexes on purpose. And that's one of the things that people have been saying quite a bit. New York, I mean, we're used to celebrities. We see celebrities just every day, just walking the street, on the subway, whatever. New Yorkers and New York paps don't usually chase people like that. So it's weird for that to happen in New York. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it more seemed like these people, whoever it is we're chasing, were not from New York. I know Backgrid, which is a pop agency, put out a letter saying that, they had paparazzi following the Sussexes or chasing them. They were, I think they said four of them, they were in cars. I think they were in three different cars. Like, why do you have three cars chasing them? And they also had another one on a bicycle chasing them as well. So it's just like, these people don't seem like they're from New York, because again, New Yorkers, we're just used to celebrities. We're just not, we're a city that again, you see them every day, so it's not something that is like, oh my gosh, there's a celebrity, let me go chase them. I know Harry and Meghan are a different level, but they've been here so many different times and none of this has ever happened. So it's weird that for something, I mean, look at how many times they've been here and there's never been an incident like this. Other than that ridiculous British guy, who I think it's the same British guy. Turns out he is a reporter from the Express who lives in New York, a British reporter. He's the one that, when I was there the last time, this British reporter, a person was screaming out at Meghan. It sounded like the same person. And it turns out it was a reporter from the Express. Apparently, the Express just opened an office in New York late last year or something like that, or a few months ago, something like that. So they have an office here now. And so yeah, turns out that was who was yelling at Meghan about broken families or something. And then other reporters, I think, just they shushed him or whatever they did to him. Royal Sussex is here. Karen, hang on. I'll get to you in a second. It's Royal Sussex is here. Hello, Baron. How are you? Baron says, I ate ginger mango chicken with lemon rice for dinner. Oh, I didn't have dinner yet. Now you're making me hungry, and I don't even eat chicken. I'm drinking coffee and listening to pedal. I feel much better now. Oh, I'm just so happy you're here, Baron. I'm so happy you're here again. You made me feel so hungry. And again, I don't even eat chicken and I'm hungry. Just realized like, oh yeah, you didn't have dinner yet. So, and it's 9 o'clock in New York. So at some point tonight, I will have some dinner. So welcome, Baron. If you want to come in, if you want to call it and hang out with me and chat with me, that would be awesome too. No pressure when you finish eating your chicken. But Karen, where are you? I was just gonna get to you. So call me back in, Karen. Don't go away. Call me back. I was literally about to press on her, and she went away. So Karen Werner, call back. Let's see. Who else is here? Mashar is here, and Queen Bee is here. Hello, Queen Bee. How are you? Mama Jane is here, and Patricia is here, and Joseph. Hello, guys. All my friends are here. Let's see, Faith is here. So yes, let me know what you guys are thinking about. I mean, about what what has transpired throughout the day. Claudia says hello. Claudia says she's talking to Fancy. Hello. I do hope the police did arrest those daily bullies. Hi, Sharon. I don't know. They didn't even give them any kind of nothing yet last night. So they're seeming to brush it off as nothing has happened. But for Harry and Meghan, it's not nothing. I mean, it's probably nothing if you're not the one being chased. And then again, as a police officer, that's a normal thing for you. But for someone who had been traumatized by this is horrific. So yeah. Um, Rochelle says, I think John Miller with CNN spoke with Harry and Meghan's security, former Secret Service Sanchez. He had a lot of details. He said he was on CNN this morning. Blackout SUV, motorbikes, and mopeds. Yes, I saw something about that. They are a little more. I think Chris Sanchez, I think it was his name, the security for Harry and Meghan, that said that they were mopeds. They were going up on the sidewalk. And they were more concerned. Yes, he was concerned for Harry and Meghan, but they were more concerned for pedestrians and other motorists. So, yeah, it just very scary situation. Fatumata is here, so let's grab Fatumata and see what she has. And Karen, I'm so sorry. Please call back. Let's add Fatu. Hi, Fatumata. How are you?
Oh, good. I'm sorry. My voice is terrible, and
Oh no, that's
I've been having
okay.
cold for the last 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you taking for your cold?
Oh, I don't take a lot of medications. I'm terrible
Yeah.
that way. I I usually use traditional medicine, but this time it did
Okay.
not work well. I
Oh.
I wanna I'll be brief.
Okay.
I I always I there's something always icky and scary about the way they pursue, the way they've been attacking Megan.
Mhm.
It's just it's like we almost know what they want the end to be,
Mhm.
even if you don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
There's something that it's it's abnormal, even for celebrities. It's not normal.
Yeah.
And I always the first thing that came to my mind today was this documentary because I did not care about royals, but when she started dating Prince Harry, I started like looking back what's going on,
Mhm.
what happened or what is the family about. And then I saw this documentary where this person was saying that when Princess Diana died, it was a chance for Prince Charles to kind of revisit his image to kind of try
Yep.
to regain the public. That
Mhm.
that
I
that
saw
thing
that.
that thing where it says it was his chance, his
Mhm.
chance. It was almost like her death was a good thing for him.
Yep, that's exactly it. That's how they frame it. Yep, that's exactly it. It's how he was able to marry Camilla and all of those things. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I was because she was alive. I always wonder what life would have made of her, because they
Mhm.
did not like her because something else. Didn't like her because she was naturally warm and
Mhm.
people love her for her. That was the
Mhm.
whole hate.
Right.
She didn't do anything wrong. All she
Right.
did was to be loved. And
Right.
I'm afraid if people didn't hate her anymore, that would not have sat well with him and his family.
Mhm.
So I think that's what they do with Megan. People love
Right.
her. Even people who claim to hate her. I'm sorry. You cannot hate somebody and be this obsessed with that person. It's
Right.
I call it a very dark jealousy.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous. You cannot I cannot say, oh Petal, I hate you, but I'm gonna talk about you every day and every night. And I'm
Right.
going to be the first person to say anything about you or
Mhm.
any news about you. That does not make sense.
Right.
So it was this right now. The campaign has not worked. They know it's not gonna work. The secret weapon, Kate, didn't work, and she tried to copy Megan. Wouldn't we all wanna be Megan? Like, come on,
Right.
but not you cannot be her. She's her. You can be inspired by her, but you cannot be her. Like I
Right.
cannot be you. It's impossible. So I always now that the campaign has not worked, the campaign has now worked. Now it's like now we're going to the next level. After
Right.
the I'm afraid after the coronation, when people almost requesting her, like she has to
Mm-hmm.
come. We don't want
Right.
her, but we do want her.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the funeral. She was the cover to every album that they did. BBC had an album. She was on the cover. The Sky News took their picture and collect them in the same. She was on the cover. She was almost in every. She was the the most picture woman. She had more pictures for the death of the Queen, even though the other women were wearing her jewelry and stuff like that. But
Right.
she got more attention. With the people who like her, love her with passion. The people who pretend to hate her do it with passion too.
Mm-hmm.
So it was almost like I'm always afraid of this institution
Right.
because we talk about the gossip, theater talent, and stuff like that. But we have to remember there are two very powerful institutions that
Mm-hmm.
really are against her,
Yeah.
and they are working together.
Mm-hmm.
The royal family and the media. These are the two oldest institutions in that family.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, they have this, even if they didn't agree on anything else, they absolutely agree this woman must be tamed, or I'm afraid to say it, but even murder. I,
Mm-hmm.
I, I was really, I wasn't shocked, but it was almost like I'm getting scared now because it's almost like, oh, I hope what I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking is not going to happen. I
Right.
really hope that.
Right.
But to be honest with you, I'm a little bit happy that we are talking about this. We're not talking about something else because
Yep.
I I believe what they wanted was missed. I don't believe this paparazzi these paparazzi lies. I believe that you cannot have a camera and SU as it they call it SUVs who has
Mm-hmm.
black windows. How are they gonna take the pictures?
Mm-hmm. I
That
guess
nothing
they
adds
rolled
up.
it down a little bit. It's funny because what you said that because one of the things that I just read is that I don't know if it was Chris Sanchez or whoever said that the paparazzi weren't taking a whole lot of pictures. It's more like they were trying to follow them to see where they were staying.
Yes,
So it
because
wasn't
last
so
time we were in
much
New York,
as to taking the photos. They did
yes,
take photos and video when Harry and Meghan got into the yellow cab, and but apparently along the way and stuff, they weren't taking a lot of photos. More like they wanted to see where they were staying.
yeah, I am really, I am afraid to be honest with you. I
Yeah.
know I over exaggerate things
No, fair.
because
It.
uh,
Yeah.
I'm really because they have to, and the cab driver said they have to come back to the prison because
Mm-hmm.
they were still being followed.
Yeah.
So they had to come back and look for another way. Why they really want to know where they're living, where they're staying while they're in New York?
Yeah.
Why is that so important to a paparazzo?
Well, it's one of the reasons. I mean, people always, they probably think I'm old fashioned or whatever. It's one of the reasons I never ever post paparazzi photos. And I talk
Hmm.
about this all the time. It's the reason I don't. It's a supply and demand business. They want to know where Harry and Meghan are because, again, whenever paparazzi are taking photos when they're outside, they're going to a restaurant, they're going to shopping, whatever, this is their private time, and they
Hmm.
are on their private time. And when the paparazzi are taking those photos and we are posting them, that means we are consuming them. The message
Yeah,
that we're sending to them is that, oh, they like it. And that
yeah,
message was sending to the tabloids that are buying these. Oh, the fans love it. Let's get some more. And what
yes,
did paparazzi do is, well, let's get more invasive. Let's find them in a
yeah,
more, intimate situation. Let's try to find them at their house. Let's try to, climb over their fence, whatever. They will do more and more and more to get more and more intimate photos because when we consume it by posting it,
Mm-hmm.
That's the message we send them. That is why they want to know where Harry and Meghan. We are all enjoying the photos that they had there at their,
Mm-hmm.
the place. The paparazzi's like, oh, you love those? Let's see if we can get more. Let's see if we can find out where they're staying so we can get them when they come out of their building.
By
If their
the
kids are with them. That's the
uh-huh.
that's the culture of paparazzi. So that is one of the reasons I am completely against posting, because I refuse to be part of this consumer, um this consumption of paparazzi, what they sell, because I know they only go further and further and get more and more invasive, and I know that will get someone seriously hurt, if not killed. And
Yeah.
so that is why I have this very, very, very stark standard. I will not post paparazzi photos.
At the same time, I hope they don't get scared, because I see now what is morphing. The conversations morphing is to a point where, oh, they shouldn't come out now. People should
Mm-hmm.
really think twice before they invite them to events. I
Mm-hmm.
hope they come out. I hope they find a way to be more secure. I hope they find a way to do stuff, and I hope they don't stay scared and stay away completely. They almost never out. This is their
Right.
first event since
Mm-hmm.
2023. If
Yeah.
they don't do even that, they should just be in hiding. No, I
Right.
hope she comes out. I hope she take on that mic and tell people what she's about, and
Right.
remind people who knew her what she's about, because
Right.
people try to write her story. People
Mm-hmm.
really try to erase everything. There's nothing more. I really don't care about the other royals. I really don't care about them, what they do and don't. Even
Mm-hmm.
if that woman copies, I really don't care. What
Mm-hmm.
I hate the most is when they try to compare her to that bobblehead. My God, you cannot compare Kate to Meghan. There's nothing wrong with Kate pursuing William for 10 years and having. Some people just want to be wife and mother. But to compare her at that time, Meghan was doing university. She was working, and she was well, volunteering at UN. She didn't get anything. Nothing was handed to her. She has to work hard to get what she wanted, and she had a life. That's why she wasn't so impressed about your medieval nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Her bestie was Serena Williams, for God's sake. She's not shocked or really away because William Balding is gonna be king one day. That's why they don't like her at all. She wasn't willing to do anything to stay there. With if you have great life, why put that away where you people can put that away so you can be submissive and have this miserable life? Why would she do that? She's
Right.
not gonna do that. And Prince Harry knew exactly what to do. I absolutely think they should not. I am still really scared. I know I'm not making sense, but I hope they don't stay away and be afraid to live their authentic life,
Right.
because all this is to prevent that. And I
Right.
don't believe this was paparazzo. I don't believe Princess Diana was had an accident, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't believe these are paparazzis. I believe these are agents who
Mm-hmm.
were up to no good. It's such a coincidence that somebody was arrested nearby their house,
Mm-hmm.
who's lurking around their house. At the
Mm-hmm.
same time, paparazzi apparently was chasing them, which they never do in New York. The
Right.
paparazzi was saying that, the guard was saying that, the man who one of their security person is saying that he used to work for the CIA. He never seen that in his life.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
No,
not normal.
it's not. It's not
I'm
a normal thing
sorry.
for
I
New
don't
York
believe this
at all.
paparazzi story. I just don't
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
So,
Thank you,
all right,
Pero.
Fatima, you're welcome. I hope you feel better, my love. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night. Bye bye.
You too.
Bye. Oh, thank you, Fatu. Lex, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate it. Lex says, everyone, please look at the video of them leaving. There was a guy with a camera that gets into this black SUV in the driver's seat and follows them. We can identify some of these people. Oh, okay. I gotta go back and look at some of the video. I didn't get a chance. I saw some of the videos. So I'm assuming there are a lot more. So I will definitely go check and see which one. But there was a girl that I think AP, Associated Press, interviewed that was there last night, and I didn't even, because work, I did not even get to make it down there. But she said that she saw how aggressive the paparazzi was when I think either they were, she said it was like kind of like a garage area that they either entered or exited from. But not quite the main entrance. And so they were aggressive. She said that there was some of them that were, saying stuff to them to make that, to get a reaction. So I have not seen videos of it, but that's what she said. She was there. So it just is very yeah. And would I be surprised if these people who were chasing, and again, there's no doubt that what paparazzis were following them. I mean, even Backgrid, who is the pop agency, they said three of their, I think they had like three cars and a bicycle following them. So there was no doubt they were paparazzi following them, and so that's not in question at all. But yeah, I would definitely love, New York is probably one of a city that has more cameras around than any place else. Just about everywhere in New York there's a camera. So hopefully they're, the police are investigating and they will be able to figure out. And also too, there are photos of Prince Harry filming, using his camera and filming, yeah, I guess filming what was going on around them. So, Harry has some evidence. So I don't know, if he would turn that over to police or what. Um, or if he will share it at some point. I'm assuming they will share it at some point. But yeah, so he was filming as well. And let's see. So thank you so much, Legs. Let's see some other comments. I'm gonna go up some other comments. Dolores says people don't remember when Charles said Harry and Meghan has done the work for them. The royal family don't realize that they has to do the royal family don't realize they has to do their own work if they want credit. Shaking hands, smiling, no way. Um uh, Charles said that Harry and Meghan has done the work for them. I'm not really sure I understand. At least I don't know that. I don't know that quote from Charles. So, but you're right in that the royal family have to do more than shake people's hands. Like shaking people's hands is not enough, or even going to visit organizations. They do have to do something with those in order. I know one of the things that's happening is a little bit away from the story for a minute, is that they are trying in every which way to attract the younger generation with well, apparently they're thinking of TikTok as well, with these very fancy videos and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, yeah, that'll work for like a minute, but you have to back that up with work. You know what I mean? Fancy videos and just very attractive videos and stuff like that. That again will work for a minute. And the first two times that might be like, oh wow, cool. But then you have to show work. You don't just do fancy videos and that's it. You have to show what you're doing. So something that they're gonna learn. Lorna says, according to reports, these people were driving defensively, hope that the person driving Harry's car would make a mistake. They're hoping to rattle him. This is Princess Diana all over again. So yeah, there are definitely different reports about the driving. Harry and Meghan statements is that or they that they would drive. They were aggressive. That was in their statements. There are statements that there are different reports that the paparazzi were they were going up on sidewalk and all of that stuff. Backgrid in their response said that one of the SUVs from Harry's team, Harry and Meghan's team, was driving erratically, and they thought the police stopped him. And one of the SUVs was blocking traffic. So I guess to help Harry and Meghan's car to get away. I mean, so there are all these kind of reports about it. And again, we know from Harry and Meghan docu-series that when Meghan was in Canada, NBC had to hire a security for her that was an expert in defensive driving, that they had to be able to get away from paps who would just relentlessly trail them. And so this seemed to be one of those situations. Again, it doesn't matter how long. It could be 5 minutes. It takes like a minute for one of those things, either someone in one of those cars to get into an accident, or God forbid, kill some passenger, passerby on the street, or hit another car. It doesn't take much. And so, some people have been going on about, Harry and Meghan said 2 hours. So some people are like, oh, no, it wasn't an hour. It's like 20 minutes. Some people are like, oh, it's an hour and a half. And it's just all, again, the police is like, you have all of these different reports of the police that they can't seem to get their story straight. But again, it doesn't matter how long. It takes 1 minute for someone chasing you, for either you get into an accident, they get into an accident, or God forbid, you kill or hurt or kill somebody on the street. It is dangerous, especially in New York. We are not like this, we're not a spacious place where, not many people. There are hundreds of people daily crossing the street here. Like, we live on top of each other. So we're right in each other's faces. And so any number of people are on the streets at this time of night. It's a city that doesn't sleep. So it's like, literally, I would be, I remember I used to be in catering, and I used to be coming home at 2 a.m, and the trains are full of people. The streets are full of people. And literally a lot of parts of New York, does not sleep. And so any kind of that stuff going on, where there's any kind of chasing, no matter low speed or high speed. Again, some people are attacking Harry and Meghan like, oh, there's you can't do high speed chase in New York City. Nowhere in the statement did Harry and Meghan said it was high speed. They said they were being chased. There's slow chase. People tailing you. They don't have to go at a high speed. They just got to be behind you, and everything you do, you could make a sudden stop and they're right on you. So let's see. And Fu says, "But I have the strongest feeling that there was not paparazzi. They have been out before to award functions, and nothing like this ever happened." Yeah, I mean, I believe, and I so agree with this. I mean, I totally agree. There is just, again, we have to think in terms of what is going on right now. Harry is literally, has talked about that in, I think, the last episode, that Harry is literally taking on the three most powerful institutions in the UK. The three most powerful: the British government, the royal family, and the press. I don't put it past any one of them. I do not put it past any one of them. Would I be surprised if any one of them is involved in this? No, not at all. I would not be surprised. Would I be surprised if any one of them is involved with, the the person that was arrested, that was stalking them by their house? No, I would not at all. I would not be surprised. And so it just, I'm not, you know, and it's scary, as Fatimata was saying, like, you don't want to think about it, but you have to think about it. So yeah. Let's see. Mad World says, I know that they are very environmentally conscious, but it's time for them to change up their security and fly private, as well as set up fake routes and lookalikes. I'm telling you, it if they hadn't done that before, I would say it's about time. Because there are people out there, powerful people, that would want to see them hurt. In the UK, they do not like being called out. They do not like being challenged. We see what they do. They're not hiding. They do their deeds in plain sight. And it's so funny, not funny, haha, but one of the things that Scobie posted, that I guess they approached the Buckingham Palace for comment, and Buckingham Palace literally said, "We're not commenting." And apparently nobody from the royal family has reached out to the Sussexes. Are we surprised? No, we're not. At least I'm not surprised. It just yeah. I Mad World, I totally agree. It just, I mean, I'm at the point where I'm like, y'all probably need to move. Everybody know where you live now. It's time to move. Sell that house and move somewhere. Sell it. Nobody knows when you just move to, and keep it secret. So I'm just, it's a little disconcerting. And what is even more disconcerting to me, God forbid something had happened to them, is all three people that are closest in those babies' lives were in that car. And I'm like, I don't know if this is going to, for them, that their travel plans would be different. I had friends who, the husband and wife, they all, like, especially when it comes to flying, they never fly together. That's a rule they have, so that if anything were to happen, their kids would not be orphans. And so when they are flying, one would fly in one flight and the other one would go another time, just to make sure that one of them, God forbid something happens. So will this cause them to change up how they travel? Because again, but all three of them, the three people who the parents to those kids, were in that car. And so it's just like, oh my goodness, well, you don't want to think about it, but what would have happened with poor, Lilibet and Archie? It is scary to think. So, let's see. Um, Sea Shopper says, it smells like a setup. Remember, Tyler Perry is the godfather of Lily. Royal family would need to set down somewhere in a quick hurry if they try to come for the baby, if something happens to Harry and Meghan. And it's just, again, one of those things you really don't even want to think about. But yeah, it just, oh. But after that, what happened last night, you have to think about it. So those are things that they really are gonna have to think. And yeah, Tyler would be, I could imagine Tyler be like, oh, we're keeping our babies here, because the royal family, they need spares, and they would love for these two little babies to be the spares. Um, let's see. Um, hmm. Claudia Blanco says Princess Diana did mention her ex-husband threatened to murder her in a car. I will never count Charles out. Yeah, there was this. She wrote this note or letter or whatever, and it was front page news. And this was just a little bit before she died. And it's funny. I mean, I don't know. I don't know back then. Of course, I didn't. I don't remember any of that stuff back then because I wasn't, paying attention to royals. But maybe some of you are here and here. Did they make a big deal out of that in the press? Did they really, I did read that, Charles was investigated, or he was questioned, I guess. I don't know that he was investigated. I know he was questioned, but it's very eerie to me that she knew exactly how she was going to die. And she named them, that they were gonna do something to the car brakes. And so it just, yeah. Ugh, I don't want to talk about it. That's just scary. um Carol Purdue says, also remember that Australian woman journalist who warned Meghan, saying she should be careful because there are people more powerful than her. It was earlier this year. I do remember that. I do remember that. Yeah, they both have to be much more careful. They both have to, really, yeah. like, sorry, who else was saying it, that, think of decoys and ways to, yeah, it's sad. It's a sad state that they, again, they have not been out, they have been home, they have been, or, at least not public. And, one of the big times they come out and be public, this happens. And yeah, and I too agree that it's one of those things they're trying to shut them down, because they know just by them coming out, they overshadowed the other royals. And so it just, oh God, I'm telling you, it is craziness. Oh, Lydia is here. Hello, Lydia. How are you? I'm so happy you're here. Um, she's saying something to Lorna, so I don't know the context. So, but I just wanted to say hi. Hi. GMAX says Harry's due to testify in June 6th. They wanted to intimidate or kill him. This was an assassination attempt. I mean, I have no evidence that that is the fact, but would I put it past them? No. Would I, apparently there was one, I think it was Jenny Bond, and I didn't watch the video yet. There's so many of them that I have to go back and just watch. I think someone was upset at her because she was saying, when the paparazzi did, that Harry should have just gotten out of the car and give them their shot. And I'm thinking, is this woman just saying that Harry should have gotten out of the car so that the paparazzi could go away? Like, is she serious? Like, you would have to be really crazy to think, I can't even with that mindset. But yeah, who knows what this is. Again, one of the reports coming out of this, one of the many, is that the pops weren't really taking all that amount of pictures. And so it's like, if you're a pop, and backward is saying the only thing they have is their cameras, the only equipment they had was their cameras. Well, why weren't you taking a lot of pictures? That if you're going to be chasing them through the street of Manhattan, you would think you'd be taking a lot of pictures. But apparently they weren't taking a lot of pictures. So again, what I think it was Chris Sanchez, the security guard said, the security said, is that it more looked like they wanted to see where they were staying. And so I hope, it seemed that Harry and Meghan were able to get away and get to where they were staying safely without it being public. Let's see. Joanne says New York City has cameras. Why can't they look at the cameras? I'm assuming that's what they're doing now. Yeah, New York is just cameras everywhere here. And it's like a big Truman. What is it? Is it the Truman Show or whatever it was with you living in, and you basically living on TV, and your whole life is being recorded, whatever that show is. But yeah, we are definitely one of the most like cameras per miles in new cities. Like, cameras are everywhere. So I'm assuming they are going to be looking at the footage and to see, if they're, what the situation was. So it didn't seem like they started the investigation. There were all these reports, like the police said this, the police said that, but all their narrative have been different. So it doesn't seem like they they either don't know or they're trying to hide something. So yeah. Let's see. Greta says the UK and all their goons and bullies all over this. I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked to find out if these so-called paparazzis were British. That would be the least shocking thing. And I also would not be surprised if they are from the Express and the Daily Mail. One of the things that happened apparently last night, this girl posted photos from the Daily Mail of Harry and Meghan and Doria in the cab, in the yellow cab, and they took them down when the story broke. They took them down. So how did they get those photos before anyone else? So could be that they hired these for paparazzis. Who knows? Would I be shocked? No, absolutely not. Let's see. Terry says the royal family / Murdoch are sending Harry a warning that they are trying to scare him. He is not, excuse me, Harry is not a coward. Yeah, it's definitely seemed like a scare tactic. It definitely seemed like a scare tactic. And again, he does have to be careful because again, when you're taking on the British institution as he is, these people don't want to lose money. They don't want to lose, they definitely don't want to go to court. They don't want to go to jail for any criminal activity, that's for sure. So so yeah, it definitely seemed as they intimidating him. Let's see. Rosa M. Hi, Rosa M. Rosa said that this has the British media written all over it, and by extension, the royal family, the king and the heir are both competing for popularity, and that neither has. Harry's about to talk on record. It will be damaging. Yeah, and that's one of the things that's concerning me at this moment. Harry's supposed to be back in the UK, the beginning to the middle of June to testify. That is very scary. And so I don't know if because of this, if they will allow Harry to not have to come to the UK and testify, if he could testify via video link. I don't know. But for me, I would definitely prefer a video link where Harry doesn't have to go back there. But again, he is scheduled to go back there to testify. So who knows? Let's see. Some more. You scroll down. Oh, RSVP, thank you so much for your donation, for your super sticker. Actually, thank you so much for getting a super sticker. I am really, really grateful for that, for your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, so let me hear what are your thoughts about all of this as well. I'd love to hear it. So thank you, RSVP 1224. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sunshine, I'm really glad you're here and you caught us live too. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll all the way down and then come back up. Oh, there are many comments here. So let's just get all the way to the bottom and then go all the way up. Let's see. Oh, wait. Let's see. B10 Pal. Hello, B10 Pal. B10 Pal says, I'm now convinced that Prince Harry needs to let go of his brother and father. Their silence speaks volumes. I I am so there with you, but you can't make someone. I think he has to get there emotionally because he still has emotional connection to them. But at some point, you hope it sinks in. You hope it sinks in for him that these are not people that have your best interest at heart. And unfortunately, I mean, the thing is how you deal with that as a person when the people that you love, you realize they really don't love you back. And this person is your father and your brother, because again, doesn't have a mother. And so it just, I don't know how you let go. I don't know how you deal with it. I don't know. And I think Harry, he has to go through, and he has such faith in people. He has this childlike faith that people can be different, that they can be better. And at some point you would think that at some point you would think that he'll have to face the fact that his family aren't his family are not they're not there for him. Karen, the link is I just put the link. I just saw your post. The link is now there, so call back and share your thoughts. Sorry about earlier. um Sunshine, thank you so much for your super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support, for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you. Also, let us know what your thoughts are. Would love to hear it. Let's see. Oh, here's Karen. Hang on there, Karen. Let's get this out. Karen. Hey, Karen, how are you?
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. I apologize about earlier. It's so funny. I was about to touch your thing and get you on, and you went away.
No, no, that That's okay. That was me. I tell you, my phone was working all day today, so it was hard to keep it charged. I was just
Uh,
taping, and sending message out to everyone. Because
uh-huh.
when I heard it on the sorry, one second. When I heard it on CNN, I
Mm-hmm.
I flipped. I was working and I when I heard Prince Harry and I flipped and I run to the TV and I started get my phone and started taping, and then I sent it out to everybody and tried calling them and nobody's picking up their phone.
Oh
Duchess of Sussex is
no.
not picking up her phone. Rahini's and Rahini's the only one that got back to me. The other people I met in at the last Invictus games. I'm
Uh-huh.
calling them and nobody's picking up their phone. And then as it keep going on CNN and I keep taping and then about like half an hour after, then people started calling me back, but I was in the middle of taping it. And
Oh.
it was like, oh my gosh, I could not believe it. I could not believe it. Like, so my phone, when I was waiting on you, my phone died. Went to get it
Oh.
charged and got on the computer, and that's not even working properly. You should see me going from plug to plug to get this in, to get some charge, to get back to you.
Oh
It
man.
is crazy. I am so happy to talk to you tonight. It's not funny.
Oh man, that is rough. That's
Oh
like
my
me on
God.
Monday. That same thing happened to me on Monday. I was spending the day with my friend. It was her birthday, and I tried to videotape her stuff. My phone, my the space in my phone maxed out, and then I forgot my card for my camera, my regular camera, and it was just like my and then my gimbal, the gimbal ran out of juice. It was one of those days where like I'm looking at her, I'm like, I can't
It
believe it's a
was
good thing I
just
was not on a shoot. I would have been like a mess.
I
So yeah,
know.
I
It was just
totally
one
get
of
it.
those days. I think I
It
have to get a
was.
new card because the card that I have is too long, so it takes a long time to charge. So I have to get one of those shorter cards, and
And
so
get a
it can
fast
get
charger.
the quick
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, even the chargers I have to get. I went and see the guys at the computer thing, so I have to. They show me what I have to buy because I have to
Right.
get it. I have to get it for when I go to Germany anyway. So
There you go. There you go. So
yeah.
what do you make of this whole mess? So jumping into it, what do you make of this whole
Oh my gosh, this was scary. It
Mhm.
sent me all the way back to, you know, where I was, you know, when I heard the news that, Princess Diana died. I was actually pulling into New York at the time because that was the Labor Day weekend.
Mm,
And I went down there for Labor Day weekend and I was actually pulling in to my destination at the time when I heard, and it's like my feet was, giving out at the
right.
time. I could not believe it. Up to tell you the truth, it took me a long time, and like even like now, it is still there. That you know, I know that she's gone, but at the same time, I still don't feel it. I don't,
Right.
so I can understand what, Harry was saying in his book, right? Because I've been like that for the longest while. So basically, um, I was actually living through them, living
Mm-hmm.
her through them.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. So, and, they actually, like kept it going for me, you
Right.
know? So and to hear this today, and it just sent me right back there. And all I can be thinking about is Mama Doria. All I can be
Mm,
thinking about is the three of them in the car. All I can be
mm-hmm.
thinking about is the kids, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I can imagine what they were going through
Right.
as this is happening. And
Mm-hmm.
the fact that they're saying is that, you know, they keep trying to say high speed chase for 2 hours. No, that wasn't a high. He never. The person never said a
High
high
speed.
speed
Yeah,
chase
exactly.
from the
Exactly.
beginning. They never
Yeah.
said it was a
Yeah.
high speed chase. They said it was, what's the word they use? Catra what?
A catastrophic. It could have been catastrophic. Yeah, because if one of
Catastrophic.
those, yeah, the one
Catastrophic
of
meaning,
they could have
how
hit somebody.
dangerous,
Yeah.
how dangerous it was,
Yeah.
how crazy it was,
Mm-hmm.
all the stuff that was going on at the time,
Right.
right?
And they were
But then at the
relentlessly
same,
following them. Just
yeah, but then
continued following them. Yeah.
at the same time, what Harry was trying to do is also keep the driver, um, from going fast. He was trying to keep him calm and not let the driver go fast, because he is thinking that the driver that the mother was in, he was in the car with the mom, the driver was speeding. So they're
Mm-hmm.
saying, we don't want you to speed. Just go at the speed limit. Just go at the speed limit, because picking up speed, that is when you're going to see, other stuff happening, and then the driver can go out of control.
Mm-hmm.
So they were focusing, on making sure that they stayed at the speed limit. Okay, they're not breaking the law, and at the same time they're not speeding, because then is when things can happen. So I can imagine in his head he is trying to tell the driver, just stay calm, just stay calm, just just let us go at a simple speed, and see how we can get away from these people or whatever. Because anytime, if the driver pick up speed inside of there, believe me, inside of that car and with Harry, he would have gone. He would have gone, because that was picking up a high speed, and just
Mm-hmm.
thinking about that's what happened, to
Mm-hmm.
your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that, like, anybody could have lose conscious at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Control. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
not even the driver losing control, just the state of mind of the person in the car, knowing that this is what happened. This is the same thing that happened to your
Mm-hmm.
mom. Okay,
Right.
this is the same
Mm-hmm.
thing that happened to somebody that you know. So if the driver had picked up speed inside of there, just the mindset alone of that of Harry would have put him in that state. You know what I'm
Could,
saying?
yeah, I would say could have, because we don't know. I mean, we don't
Yeah,
know if that would we do it.
it
It
could have
could,
put him, yeah,
but
it could have put him in that
yeah,
state
it's highly
where,
likely. Yeah, that could have happened. Yeah, but
exactly,
yeah,
you know,
um,
'cause that's a state of mind that you don't want to get into. So it's, and the fact that they're trying to downplay this, you know, at this point in time, that it's, that, what was reported, that's not the case. And they're searching too to see, well, how much paparazzi and how. That's not the point. The point
mm-hmm.
is that it shouldn't even be happening.
Right.
Okay, it shouldn't
Yeah.
be happening at all.
Yeah, it seems New York Police Department is trying to sort of get themselves out of this, because
Like,
what it's appearing is that they didn't do what they needed to do. They weren't as proactive as they needed to, and they're trying to weasel out of this and trying to
I'm glad that
minimize
you
it to
said that.
not look bad.
I
Because
am glad that you said that,
that's what
because,
it's looking like to me,
yeah,
because their
because I
5011
noticed that.
explanation
Yeah,
about what happened is like, wait a
yeah,
minute, you've given me like 10 different and all, I mean, every single time I look at a different report from the police, it's completely different.
they keep
So
changing it. They keep
yeah.
changing, because I'm telling you, I have the tapes from the
Mm-hmm.
beginning with the CNN reporting. And the thing is that I'm so glad with the CNN reporting, the Sarah and the other two people that were reporting, they were so good at doing
Mm-hmm.
it, and they went through everything that they went back to the spear, they went back to Harry conversation with Oprah, they went back, and they were not leaving it up. They brought out everything, and they were saying, Harry talked about this. He talked about this. He talked about this all the time. He talked about it with Oprah. He talked about it in Spear, and they were reading out in Spear what he was saying. So no one couldn't come, not even the English reporters or anybody could have come on at that time on CNN, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and say anything that was negative because they were not having it. The only person came on and said that after a while was this older reporter, and she's always doing this, and you can tell you can tell she's lying because she can't even talk properly. Like she can't
Mm.
even bring out what she's trying to say. I think
Mm.
her name is Sally or something like that.
I
Okay,
know.
and the way she was talking is like blaming Harry and Meghan for this situation. It's like putting
Mm.
the blame on them for this situation. Then she's trying to blame TMZ for the whole situation. She don't want it, as far as she's concerned, it has nothing to do with the UK. It's, well, TMZ, does these things, and TMZ that's what she's saying. And
Well,
yes,
would I be surprised if some of those paparazzis were from TMZ as well? I wouldn't be, because I mean she's not wrong with TMZ because they
no,
do have their paparazzi stuff.
and I
But
understand that.
again,
I understand that, but she was
but to
leaving the
blame Harry
UK.
and Meghan is ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was leaving the paparazzi from the UK clean out of this, right?
Mm.
And then she turned and said, "Well, if they were in the UK, they would have had proper security. And Frogmore Place has so much security. And I passed by Frogmore Place, and Frogmore Place, they would have been okay there, and it's on the palace grounds and stuff." And I'm saying to myself, "Are you forgetting why they're here?"
I know. They're
You
not
know,
forgetting. They are completely just ignoring it.
it's
They're
like
completely
it's like
changing. Yeah.
ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
and with Max Foster, he just he's always trying to hit at Harry and Meghan, is that he could not do it today. Like his
Mm.
face, he couldn't even make excuses for the royals and stuff like that today
Oh,
because it
really?
was blatant. Oh, you should see. I have everything on tape. It
No.
was so blatant that he could not even try to curve it in any direction, okay,
Mm.
to make any excuses for the royals. Because on CNN, they keep asking, did you hear anything from the palace? Did the palace, make a statement? Did they say
Nope.
anything? Did they call to find out, if they're okay? And he have to keep reporting. No, there was nothing from the palace. There was nothing from the father. There was nothing from Kensington. There was nothing from Buckingham, and there was nothing from William. And he had to. And you should see his face when he's reporting it, because he
Yeah.
couldn't come out and twist it around.
Yeah. I mean, I think Scobia recently posted that Buckingham Palace literally said they will not be commenting, and
Mhm,
no one from the royal family has contacted the Sussexes
mhm.
about the situation. So it
But you
just
know something?
it's mhm.
You know something? Do you expect them to?
No.
Huh? Do you expect them to
No.
listen to me? This is a security situation.
Hmm.
This his father took security away from him.
Hmm.
Okay, away from him and his family with a little baby. Okay,
Yep.
when he called him, he did not answer the phone. Your son is out there with no security, fighting for his life, and his father did not answer the phone. Do you expect him to call? Huh?
Nope.
You know the
Absolutely not.
worst person inside of this, because I don't expect anything from the father, because all the father care about, okay, is Camilla.
Yep.
Okay, from the time Charles fight for whoever he wanted, and who he wanted was Camilla. Okay,
Yeah.
he
Hmm.
left Diana with two little kids for Camilla. He didn't. They're talking about Harry standing by his wife. Charles did not leave Camilla's side even when he was married to Diana. Okay,
Right.
he fought for what he wants. He didn't even care. His kid's mother died. Okay, and all he was about is Camilla. Okay,
Yeah.
up
Hmm.
until today. Okay, so I don't expect anything from, but the worst person inside of this, okay, is William, because you know something, you and your brother suffer a death. Your mother died. Okay, you're claiming how you felt when your mother died. Okay, Harry always talk about it, but you're claiming that how you felt when your mother died. Did you really? Your brother almost got into an accident the same way your mother died, and you know how you claim that the two you suffer. Harry, talk about it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you as a brother, I don't care what situation y'all have, and you know exactly why Harry's where he is. Okay? And you know that he don't have the security that he's supposed to have. Okay? And you did not pick up the phone and call your brother to see if he is okay and his wife is okay. Huh? He is the worst person in this. Charles, I don't expect anything from Charles. Anything,
Yeah.
because even if Charles pick up the, like, what are you gonna call and ask Harry? What are you gonna call and tell the people in New York? You know something? All this here that's going on, okay? They're trying to Charles is trying to make a name for himself. Camille is trying to make a name for himself. William and Kate is trying to make a name for themselves. Okay, you can see how they're struggling, cosplaying, doing everything. Okay, trying to make a name for themselves and get relevant and stuff like that, and they cannot do it with Harry and Meghan in play. So what do you
Mm-hmm.
think is happening? What are you
Yep.
think is happening? Huh? What do you think is happening? Okay, you don't need a scholar to tell you what's going on here. You do not need a scholar to tell you what's going on here.
Right.
Okay, this here. I tell you.
I think one of the things that, I just want to make sure everybody's hearing me. I had to take my headsets off so I can plug in my pad. One of the things they say about the Windsors is just they are not. I mean, there is an evil or a wickedness about this family, and a coldness about this family that is it's shocking. And I don't understand why so many royalists are willing to overlook it. I don't understand that. I mean, there is a literal coldness about this family that is just I it's like talking to, or expecting a tree to respond. I mean, they don't have a heart, it seems.
Like, why are you making so much children if you only care about one? Huh? Why are you making
Stairs.
so much children if you only care about one? So the rest can
Stairs.
suffer. So the rest can suffer because that's what's happening.
Yep.
Okay? They cannot have a heart if this is what they're doing. If this is what you're doing to your other child or your other sibling, you
Mm-hmm.
cannot have a heart.
Yep.
Okay? You're making children and bringing them into this world. Okay? So the second and the third and the fourth one can suffer. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, they have to be dependent on you, and if they don't do by you, okay, if they don't do by you, okay, this is what you do to them.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you do to them. Okay, this is ridiculous. So why are you bringing kids inside this world? Then you're telling me that you care about me, or you care about the other person out there, or you care about children. How is it? You don't even care about the ones them in your own family, the ones them that you make. How
Right.
can you care about me? Come on. Okay,
Yep.
this whole system that they have is so messed up. It's
Mm-hmm.
so messed up because it would have moved from Harry and Meghan to their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this nonsense that you see Kate and William doing and Charles doing, because look at it. Charles did this to his kids. Okay, now William is this is why he's upset, because he is supposed to do this to Harry. Okay, and you don't have Harry to do it to no more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is why from he turned and told his brother, okay, at that age, the age of 13 or whatever it is, when he joined the same school that the two of them were in, that you must pretend that you don't know me. He already made the mark there.
Mm-hmm.
He already made that mark. Okay, he already made that mark. Okay, so when it's finished with Kate and William, who you think it's going over to? Who you think is going to Archie and Lily by William them children? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they are going exactly what William and Kate is doing with Harry and Meghan. It's supposed to pass on to Harry children because they're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be the buffer for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who would want you think I want to bring my child in the world to go through this? This is what I see up ahead for my child, and I'm going to
Right.
go through the trouble to bring my child in the world. Are you kidding me? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
This is what Megan saw, and she said, "Not my kids." No, no,
Right.
I saved myself all these years to find the right person to have a family with and have children with and go through what I go through to have my children. Okay. And I'm bringing them into this world so that you, when the time is right, okay, when the time is right for y'all to turn and take advantage of them so that they don't even know who they are and know their full potential, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and have their own. And are you kidding me? This thing is so messed up. It is so messed up. And
Yep.
one of the things that we have to understand and we have to look at this, when this every time another air take over, every time another air take over, this this thing passes family to family. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It was the queen's family, right? It happened that, the uncle step away or whatever it is because they were not supposed to get it. It would have been the uncle family. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They end up getting it because the uncle go for love, which is great. Okay. And now it move on from the queen to Charles' family. So Charles' family is Camilla and his two kids, right? Not even the two because Harry get pushed one side and the one kid. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So
Mm-hmm.
there it moved to a family. So where is his brothers and sisters? Okay, they have to be like puppy dogs, you know, trying to get jobs from them.
Yep.
You understand? So when Charles is finished, it moves to William's family. Okay, so where is Harry inside of there? William has three children. That is around his family. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so Harry and Meghan children is going to be like because you can see where Eugenie and Beatrice is right now. They don't
Yeah.
have no place unless they suck up. You
Right.
understand? So this is
Mm-hmm.
what's going to happen with Harry kid with Harry family and Harry kids. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? Because now this monarchy is in William's family. Okay? And when William is finished, it moves to George family. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So it doesn't stay. So anybody that goes in there who's the second child, the third child, they have to look for themselves. If
Yeah.
not, they have to be like, you know, be sucking up to even make a living under them. Look at Anne's children. What is Anne's children getting? They have to stay
Mm-hmm.
stuck up with the family. You
Yeah.
understand? This thing
Mm-hmm.
moves from family to family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why should you want to stay there and not try to do something for yourself outside of this family?
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
ridiculous.
that's why I'm glad Harry and Meghan, they have created this blueprint so that this roadmap of sorts, so that the other kids, the next generation, could see that they have options. They don't have to stay there. That they can go out and build a life for themselves. Harry and Meghan are, the fact that they are setting the table, they are going through the brunt of, all the dangers that comes with that. And hopefully by the time Lily and Archie are grown, that means George and Charlotte and Louis would also be grown, that Charlotte and Louis could follow
Like they
Uncle
are the
Harry's roadmap
sacrifice.
and get out of there.
Yeah,
And
Harry and Meghan is a sacrifice right now.
yeah,
Okay,
that's what it
they're
is.
the sacrifice right now for those for the rest of that family.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what it
and those
is. Yeah.
young kids. And you know something, with William turning and tell him, but pretend you don't know me or don't talk to me or whatever it is. Okay, would he like his other kid to tell the other one that? Right? And on top of that, the two of them should be thanking. They should be thanking Harry and thanking Harry and Meghan because of Harry and Meghan that he is paying his wife. Kate should be thanking them big time because that's the only way she's getting attention because she's trying to do the cosplay and they're trying to pretend to be like Harry and Meghan and stuff like that. This is what's keeping William there and giving her some attention. So she
Right.
should be thanking Harry and Meghan because that's the only way that a lot of them are getting attention in their relationship inside of there. And
Absolutely.
he,
I
yeah,
absolutely agree with you.
and
Karen,
he
I want to
turned
get some other people on
yeah.
if that's
Just one
possible.
one more thing.
So,
He turned and
okay.
tell Harry when Harry was talking to him something about his kids or whatever it is like that. He turned and tell Harry, you know, um, you know, they're my kids and I look after my kids. You don't have anything to do with my kids or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you should be thanking him because you know something. What he's doing out there and fighting and have this court case and all that going on is to save your kids them so that they don't have to go through what the two of y'all went through. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
as you were growing up. Okay,
That's a
so you
great
should be
point. That's a
thanking him.
great point. But I don't think
Yeah.
he's gonna see that. I mean, even if he sees it, he's not gonna acknowledge that.
He's so into himself, he's not gonna see anything. Anyway,
Yeah,
talk to
yeah.
you later.
And he will never acknowledge that because
Oh
it
no.
is
Oh
true.
no.
Harry is going, yeah, this court case is going to benefit every single one of them in the royal family. But, right now it's like they are focused on hiding their whatever it is the press has on them. So, yeah, they're not going to appreciate that now.
Yeah,
But
they're trying
Karen,
to
thank you.
push them into seclusion so that they
Mhm.
don't be out there doing stuff so that they can come out and do their stuff and be pumped up. So they're
Right.
trying to
Yeah.
push them into seclusion. And I
Yeah.
hope they don't let this happen. They don't let that happen. You
Yeah.
step out
I
there
don't
and let
think they will. I
everybody
think
see
that's
it.
why they put out the statement. They could have not said anything. If they didn't say anything, I don't think anybody would have known because the
Hmm.
police are looking, as you can see, they are trying to, cover themselves.
Yeah,
I think that's why Harry and Meghan put it out there so that it is known that, so I think that for me, that's marking that they're not going to stay quiet with stuff like
it's
this.
either
They're
they're
going to
trying
put
to
it
cover
out there so
themselves or
everybody knows what's happening.
the royal family or some one of them get in touch with them. That's and maybe passing money to them that they're trying to cover themselves or promise them something. That's why they're trying to think. But it's ridiculous. It's
It's
ridiculous
absolute. I
if that's
totally
what they're
agree.
doing.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Well, Karen, thank you
Anyway,
so much for
you
calling
too.
in. I
Take care. Hi,
appreciate you
squaddy.
sharing. As
Just keep
usual, you are
praying.
on
Keep
point,
praying,
my love.
squaddy. Take care. We'll
All
talk
right, my love.
soon.
Talk to you
Okay,
later.
take
Bye
care.
bye.
Bye.
So, thank you, Karen. So actually, I'm gonna put the link again in the chat if anyone else want to call in and chat and share. Let's just put that there again. Nope. Let's just get the link again. Hang on one second. Copy link. All right. Let's put it in the chat. Paste. Yeah. Okay. The link is there in the chat. So if you'd like to call in and share your thoughts, again, thank you so much, Karen and Fatimata, for sharing your thoughts. I mean, yeah, it's so on point. Absolutely on point with everything she said. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Raymond Waynick. Hi, Raymond. Raymond says Murdoch and media goons should tread carefully. Harry as Charles has himself. There goes the monarch, tabloids, and the media cohorts. Um, Murdoch and those guys, they are definitely on their back foot right now. And let's hope, I mean, we've been praying that Harry would win his court cases. So let's hope he wins. Let's hope and pray that he wins them. So I mean, there needs to be changes. And you know what people are like when you talk about change, especially when they've been doing this thing and they have been manipulating and really destroying people's lives for so long. They don't want to change because they've been making money from hate. And they have ruined democracies. I mean, America's democracy is just like hanging by a thread because of Rupert Murdoch. In the UK, it's not just Rupert Murdoch. You have Lord Rothermere and the others who are just about the same. And they own the majority of the news media out there in the UK. So it's a lot. They're on their back foot right now. They're getting exposed and they don't like it. They don't want that. They don't want change, and which is what Harry is advocating for. And so yeah, it's dangerous. It's a very dangerous. I mean, again, you just have to go back a little bit and do some research about the British culture and the brutality of that culture. Whew, it is a thing to behold. And so Harry and Meghan definitely need to tread carefully. I mean, the media, they are doing it too, but Harry and Meghan definitely, need to, if they haven't already changed up things, whatever it takes for them to stay safe And again, I would hope that Harry would be able to testify via video link instead of having to go back to the UK. For me, that is, oof. Especially apparently the Frogmore Cottage is no longer. I mean, I wouldn't stay at Frogmore. I mean, I would stay far away from those people. My thing with that is just don't even drink water from these people. Don't even use their tap to drink. You know, what I mean, whatever. Just don't, because I trust no one. And maybe this is just my conspiracy theory mind there at play, but I trust no one there. So yeah. Let me know if you can hear me well. Again, I've had to charge up my phone, so I can't use my headset while that's happening. So just hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. I hope so. Let's see who else is chatting. Little Max says, hopefully Harry sees his family for exactly who they are and cut them off and release the other 400 pages. I'm telling you, I just, I hope, I think we're all hoping that he would one day see them. Hopefully that one day is soon, see them for who they are. But again, in terms of his mental health, how much can he handle? You know what I mean? There's so much a person can handle. It's like, especially it is hard when you love someone and then find out that person doesn't love you back. And I can't imagine, I don't know what that would feel like if I, was to find out my mother doesn't love me. My mom is, I didn't grow up with my mom, but she's like my friend. And so I love her and I know she loves me. But it would be devastating to think that my mom, my own mother who created me, doesn't love me, or my dad doesn't love me, no matter how difficult our relationship was in the past. Now we have a great relationship. It would be really hard to find out that, to think like, wow, he doesn't love me, or that my sisters don't love. I mean, it's like, oh, I'm not the best sister in the world at all, but God, it would be devastating to find that out. So Sean, where did you go? I was about to click on you. Come back, Sean. But it would be devastating. And so for me, when I think about that, it's like, as much as I want Harry to get to the place where he let them go, I always go back to what that would feel like. The hurt, the pain, especially not having his mom there who can sort of, get the love from her, you know. Meghan is his wife. She's not his parent. And so there's a thing you can get from your parent that no wife or husband can give to you. And so Meghan can't be dad and mom and all that stuff to Harry. She's his wife and, mother of his children. That's who she is. So, I can't imagine what that would feel like. So I'm always going back to that, the devastation. And I think it'll take time. It'll take time for him to come to terms with that, you know. And I saw in the chat, and it ran away from me, that, if any of his cousins called. I don't know. I mean, according to Scobie, when he posted, apparently nobody had called. I don't know where he got that, maybe one of his sources, Scobie's sources. I mean, we do know he have sources close to the Sussexes. And so, not that when I hear source close, I don't really buy into those things. But apparently, if, you were to believe those sources, none of them has, contacted them. But that's not to say his cousins haven't. I mean, they maybe just be thinking of the senior royals. And Eugenie is not considered a senior royal, and at least she's not a working royal. So who knows? I would assume, Eugenie, at least. I don't know how he doesn't seem to be as close to Beatrice, but I would assume one of them would have reached out to make sure that they're okay. So yeah. But again, that family is, you call them family with a quote unquote around it, it's like quote unquote family, so yeah. J Matt, Sean, where are you? Sean, you were calling in a minute ago and then you went away. Please call. We need to hear from you. Or anyone else who wants to call, please do. Sass says Pedal Charles does not and will never love Harry. Love is not in him. When a person show you who they are, believe them the first time. I completely agree with this. I completely agree with this. No matter how much Charles wants to do the, my darling boy thing, someone, and I don't know if it was here that I hear it or if it was on Twitter or something, but someone referred to that darling boy, whether you call him my darling boy, whatever. It's something that's there that's very manipulative. Because when you call him my darling boy, then you would just assume that he loves you, and but is like he says that, which implies that he loves you, but then all of his actions show that he doesn't. So you always put a child in a place where they hear darling boy and they're like, oh, daddy loves me, but then daddy's action doesn't match up, and they're always in that insecure space. You never know, if you're loved, and they're always reaching and trying to get the love from the parent. And so it's just one of those things that, and then watching how that my darling boy or darling boy is used, I totally believe that. I totally can see that, I totally can see that. So yeah. I don't believe, we know the story of when Harry was born and Charles decided to go, he spent an hour in the hospital and then went off to play polo. And so we know that story. So incredible. Oh, Sean is here. Hey, Sean, let's get Sean in the stream here. Sean, how are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you doing?
Uh, I'm kind of pissed off right now.
Okay.
Um, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying not to argue with people on social media, other content creators with these stupid conspiracy theories. So I'm trying to stay away from that. But people are not using common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, First of all, this is no allegedly. I'm just saying how I feel, and I'm just gonna say this right now. This is not the content creators' vision or beliefs. This is the person who's calling in beliefs.
Right.
Um, I don't believe that this just happened like this. Number one, this was a setup.
Mm-hmm.
This was a setup. There was a witness that witnesses it and said this was court. Not only did the the Secret Service say this was coordinated, but a witness saw it. When they left,
Mm.
a whole bunch of cars followed them. They just come out of nowhere. That's number one. Number two, um, it's just so much that's going on. The whole narrative of a high speed chase. Harry and Meghan never said it was a high speed chase, but
Exactly.
people are going with
Exactly.
that story. And they're saying, well, it's in New York because I'm talking to people on social. Well, you can't do that. I said Harry, and I keep saying Harry and Meghan never said that. I keep telling you people, the media is saying this. Well, they can never. I said
Mm-hmm.
y'all are not understanding. You don't know the history of what's really going on, and what the
Right.
people are doing, especially Black folks. What they're doing is reading the Daily Fail and
I.
believing everything these tabloid medias are telling them instead of
Mm-hmm.
doing the damn work. I say
Yeah.
all of that is a lie. There's so much going on, so it's ridiculous. But back to Harry and Meghan. They have no reason to make this up. They have no reason to lie about this. And that cab driver that they spent 10 minutes with, he's all over social media. He's doing
Mm-hmm.
interview after interview after interview, and he's not making it any damn better. But
You notice that too, that all his stories are changing.
yeah, and it's really sad. First of all, Charles, as a father, you see what happened with your son. You don't
Mm-hmm.
call him. You don't reach out to him. You say nothing, and you cannot use that dignified silence as an excuse anymore. This is your son with his
Mm-hmm.
wife. Your grandkids could have been in that car, and
Yep.
you say nothing. William is because he's his brother. First thing he should have done was on a plane and got to California to check on his brother, even if he had to meet him somewhere. Did something. William did nothing. But you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna say and do something stupid. They always do. And when they
Mm-hmm.
go outside And when once people start going to start questioning things, more and more people are going to start questioning. Well, how come royal family is not saying anything? Why did they haven't said? Should prove to Harry they don't give a damn about him, his wife, or his kids. Harry has to let them go. He has to
Mm-hmm.
let them go. Harry, I'm sorry, but he has to give up them titles and let go. Because as
Mm-hmm.
long as he has title, they are going to continue to feel the need like they own him. And he should
Yeah.
have to do this. And he's supposed to be loyal to this and loyal to that. People are starting to see through this royal family and a BS on this dignified silence bullshit. Now, back to this royal family and Meghan and Harry, which is really important. Like the lady
Mm-hmm.
said, they have to get rid of them too in order for the
Mm-hmm.
others to shine.
Mm-hmm.
This happened with this happened with Elizabeth and Margaret made her
Mm-hmm.
life a living hell. This happened with Charles and
Sean, you're breaking
Andrew.
up. I mean, it
Oh,
could
I'm
be just
sorry.
be me.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you
Wait,
better
what?
better now.
Oh, I'm better now?
Yeah, you're better now.
Okay. Maybe it's
Try
this room I'm
talking
in.
again, and I'll tell you if your line is wonky.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. It might be this room or the position I was in.
Okay.
Um, Elizabeth and Margaret, they made her life, that girl's life, a living hell. She died a
Mm-hmm.
very unhappy woman.
Mm-hmm.
Charles and Andrew, I don't think, and I'm gonna tell you something, people may not believe this, but I'm starting to think that that Epstein thing with Andrew was a
Mm.
setup. I
Mm.
believe I believe it was a setup, and people are not gonna believe this. People are gonna hate me for saying it. I believe it was a setup for him so they can get something on him so they could control him. I
Mm.
really believe that with all my heart. I'm having a funny feeling about something. There's more to this story with Andrew and this girl and the royal and Epstein and this royal family.
Mm-hmm.
They use Andrew to prop up Charles. But well, you
Mm-hmm.
see where that got him at. You see
Mm-hmm.
where that got. People can't stand Charles. People
Mm-hmm.
can't stand Camilla. People don't like Kate. People don't like William. And this family is gonna fall, and they're gonna fall hard. This is what I try to tell people. Meghan and Harry always have their receipts on
Mm-hmm.
everything they say, and they can say, "Oh, they lying. They just want to be relevant." I said, "What unrelevant person do the paparazzi chase like that and
Right.
have them all over social media? If they were so this was I was having this conversation. If they're
Mm-hmm.
so unrelevant, why the paparazzi chase them like that? If
Right.
they're so unrelevant, why is the royal family keep constantly after them? Keep constantly saying things about them. If they're so irrelevant, why they are bothered by Meghan receiving an award? And that was
Mm-hmm.
the whole purpose, to destroy her happiness. It was
Mm-hmm.
her night to shine. So they had to do whatever they can to ruin it. Because,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, because I think tomorrow they celebrate the anniversary
The night. What is tomorrow? The 19th.
of
No,
the day after
in two
tomorrow.
days. Yeah. Tomorrow's
Okay,
Thursday, 18th. I
they
think
are
it's Friday.
they ruined her night for getting her award.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to ruin their anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all about freaking popularity, which is insane to me. You see children doing this whole popularity thing.
It
These
is
are
insane. I don't know
old
why that
grown
culture is
people.
all about popularity like that. I just it's
Yeah,
weird.
it makes no sense. Even a UK tabloid media person, when they asked him about had Charles spoken out, reach out to them, and he said no, the look on his face, he know this is not going to be good for the royal family. The next
Mm.
outing they go on, people are going to ask, have you spoke to Harry? Have you spoke to
Mm-hmm.
Harry? What do you think about what you call him? And people are going to be like, wait, you his father. You didn't call? I'm telling you, this is about to get real ugly. And you know Harry's winning because Piers, matter of fact, I'm gonna go back to Piers Morgan. Remember when
Please
Piers
do.
Morgan, you remember when Piers Morgan interviewed the cab driver? Well, well, she was just shut the
Yep.
hell up.
I mean, that's what I keep
What
saying. That
is the
cab driver
main
keeps saying something different every time I hear an interview from him.
what is the main thing that Piers Morgan asked that cab driver? He asked him, where were they going?
That's right. He wanted to know where, and the cab driver was like, when they were about to tell him, that that's when the paparazzi descended on the car,
And
and
that's where they
then
had to
they said to
turn.
turn around to go back to the station.
Exactly. He wanted to know what was their destination because
Mm-hmm.
he wanted to know where those kids were and
Mm-hmm.
where Harry and Meghan was staying. That was the whole narrative. And the
Yep.
sad part about it was they were going to do anything to get in there. One person in the chat was when chat was saying, "Well, why they just didn't go back to their hotels?" I'm like, "Lady, if they would have went back to the hotel, first of all, they would have been trapped there, and that's where their kids were at. Why would you go back and put your kids in that danger like that?" So they
Exactly.
and or I don't understand. It's New York, and you can't do that because it was 2 hours. That doesn't make. I said, "Stupid lady." I said, "Pay attention to what I'm telling you." They got first of all, they trapped their car twice.
Mm-hmm.
Second, they had to go to the police station twice. Third, they had to ride around and try to lose these people
Yeah.
without
Shake them
going
off. Yeah.
fast. So it took about 2 hours. 2 hours goes by as fast when you're in
Mm-hmm.
some BS like that. I say, but you're not understanding. These people were riding on the sidewalks. Also, this was not just paparazzi. The people in those dark tented out cars were professional drivers because from what the Secret Service said, he had never seen anything like that, and he worked Secret Service, so you
And
know
that's
they
what
get a lot of
it was
stuff.
just like when a Secret Service tell you he's never seen something like that. It's like, you serious? What were you witnessing? You know what I mean?
It,
And that's
it,
what they were saying, that they didn't look, they weren't really taking a lot of photos. It was more like they wanted to see where they were going.
yeah, exactly. These people were professionals. I'm telling you, because New York has a law about darking out windows. You can't have
Mm-hmm.
dark out windows. You have to ask yourself this question: where did those cars come from? And
Mm-hmm.
no police pulled them over during the daytime,
Mm-hmm.
something is not right. That
Yeah, that's the
had to
thing. There were no summonses, nothing, and it's like the police were trying to hide. It's like, were you just being in, were you just incompetent there, or are you like hiding something? Like, what's going on there?
somebody with money had to back that. It was too many paparazzi press. When one witness said it was a lot of press, a lot of them. They couldn't. Well, American press don't just. I smell a lie. American press. I said, baby, it was the British press. I said the
Mm-hmm.
British press don't care. I said the British press is on a whole nother level than the American press.
Yeah,
And what,
British and French press, they are very, very aggressive.
yeah. And what I'm saying, and what I want to, and what I'm really trying to say is, this is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Harry and Meghan now are gonna have to change. Like somebody was saying earlier, the way they, and I've been saying this, the way they travel. Harry,
Mm-hmm.
Meghan, and
Yeah,
children cannot travel on the same plane anymore.
yeah.
Harry's gonna have to be on one plane.
Mm-hmm.
Megan, Miss Dory, and the children are gonna have to be on another plane.
Yeah, yeah.
Either
That's
way,
what I was
or
saying. One of my
Harry
friends, that's how they travel.
plane,
They don't travel
Megan
together.
and Dory is gonna have to be on another plane. Or Harry gonna have to take one kid with him, and Megan's gonna have to take one kid with her. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the way it has to be. They're gonna have to start taking different cars a lot, and they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to beef up security. They're gonna have to get more Secret Service agents because that one agent can't do it by himself. They're gonna
Right.
have to hire more agents now, and I know they're gonna get it because a lot of people see what's going on. A lot of people in Hollywood see what's going on. A lot of other royal families see what's going on. So their security is gonna come. Big security names are gonna start coming in now. Really
Mm-hmm.
professional security companies. And one other thing, they're gonna have to move too because their house has been trying. They've been trying to break into their house several times
Yep.
is getting to be too much. And my
Yeah,
thing
that's what
is,
I was thinking too. They need that how that place is not safe.
for me, I'm shooting to kill. I mean, me personally, but they're gonna have to rethink how they do things,
Yeah.
because this family is a sick family. And somebody was worried about, well, if something happened to all of them, they shouldn't have been, which of course they shouldn't have been traveling all like that by themselves together like that. Well, they're gonna try to take the kids. I'm more than sure. If not, then I know now they have something set up where if something was to happen to them or Miss Doria, the kids are going to be shipped somewhere and hidden. I'm more than sure, because what they're going to do is they're going to try to come for those kids, and they are going to do nothing but abuse to those kids, and it's going to be horrible. But so I hope they are prepared for that. But they're
Yeah.
going to have to rethink everything that they do when they travel.
And
And
I think
every
that's,
place,
don't you think, Sean, that's why they have done all of the things that they have done, like the Harry and Meghan docu-series, Oprah Winfrey interview, the Me You Can See. They did all of the spare, all of those things. I think this is all because they know this is a possibility. So they want their history out there. They want their story out there. Nobody can tell their story but them. They are, you know what I mean? It's sort of like a safeguard for them, and also for just in case some mess like this happens, my kids would know and people would know that, okay, this is not an accident, something is up.
yeah, I really think they have to put down their leave that legacy just in case if something were to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But what I really want them to do, to be, I want them to be more cautious now. I still want them to live their lives. People say,
Of
well, they
course,
shouldn't
of
come outside.
course.
Yes, they should. Well, they shouldn't be doing this. No, they could do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah,
Why
no,
should
they
they
have
stay
to live
inside?
freely. They
Because
can't, they can't hide. Yeah.
you have a bunch of basic royals who don't know how to do nothing but cut ribbons and wave, or feeling some type of way because Harry married a woman with substance. Are you kidding me right now?
Right.
So Harry and Meghan, I want them. Well, I'm hoping that they beef up their security. That's number
Mm-hmm.
one. And now when they go somewhere, I hate to say it. Some people, oh, they're not relevant. Oh, they want to feel important. They are important, because if they wasn't, you still can't explain why was all those paparazzi following them where they was going if they wasn't important. Well,
Right.
Beyonce, I say no, she's not Beyonce. I say Beyonce is all over the place. Beyonce's pictures and videos are all over the place. People see Beyonce all the time. I
Mm-hmm.
said, but there's money in getting Megan and
Mm-hmm.
Harry's picture, because they're trying to destroy them. There's
Mm-hmm.
money into hate, and the hate
Yeah.
campaign is failing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, totally. I mean,
Charles is a
I
sick.
just, you know, other
Charles
than the
is
shoot to
a
kill part, I'm like,
is a
oh no,
is
we
a
can't do that on here. But
yeah.
the but yeah, no, I agree.
Charles is
I totally
trash.
agree with you, especially like, yeah, I just saw a comment where someone was agreeing with you that yeah, that they Harry and Meghan do, I think they were saying that you had mentioned about a week ago or so that Harry and Meghan do need to move out of that place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
heard.
Sylvia
Now
saying,
this was a
Sean, I
rumor.
agree. Yeah. Oh, she said that they
This
need to
was
leave the house. Yeah.
this was a rumor that they had bought a new home in oh, what's that other? It's a fancy part in California, just like Montecito. Um, I think Diana was gonna buy a house there at one time
Oh,
before she passed.
I don't. Yeah,
Malibu or something like that.
Malibu. I think it was Malibu. Yeah, by the
It was
water. Yeah.
somewhere. I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard when she signed with that new company
Mm-hmm.
that but I don't know if this is true, but I don't believe it until I hear it from them. That is a possibility. The new company says that they have to move into another secure spot. But
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If they do, I mean, I would definitely not. I would definitely not publicize it. But I do believe they need to move out of there. I don't think it's safe. Too many people know where they are, and it's too
yeah,
easy for you to fly a drone over that thing. I mean, yeah, I don't believe it's as secure as it needs to be.
Yeah, cause and it's out in the open. Yeah.
Yeah,
So they need to move to a place like where politicians and really big name stars move, where they have the absolute privacy, where you can't fly drones over their
exactly.
homes and
Yeah,
but the media, the British paparazzi is gonna do what the British paparazzi is gonna do. They're gonna test them. And like
of
I said,
course, of course.
with the law in California, you can't have guns and all this kind of stuff. I get that, but I'm sorry, but security is gonna have to start doing their job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
no, totally agree.
once security start laying hands and really doing their job like they should, because if this was the president, Secret Service will handle that
Mm-hmm.
without saying, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to really pay some big money to get certain people over there to harass them.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you guys go, but yeah,
Oh,
this is getting to be ridiculous.
yeah, it is. I mean, I totally agree. I totally agree. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Sean. Ah, Karen is back. Hey, Karen. Let's add Karen. Hey.
Hi.
Hi, long time no speak.
Yeah, I was hoping that Sean would stay on as well too. Oh my gosh, I agree with everything he said and exactly what he said there.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to that, the question that Morgan asked the cab driver,
Mm-hmm.
where where were they going? I
Mm-hmm.
was shocked. I could not believe that.
Yeah, which is that's what they want. That's why they said they weren't really taking many photos. They would just it just seemed like, if they were paps, they would, I mean, regular paps, they would be really shooting, photos. But they would more seem to want to just follow them to see where they were going.
That was such an odd question. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
coming from Morgan, asking that cab driver just right out, where were they going, where, and I
Mm-hmm.
was waiting and I was saying, I hope the cab driver don't say anything. I hope the cab driver doesn't say anything. And
Right.
he said they were about to give him the address, and then the pups came up, and he just had to keep driving and turn here, turn there, and he dropped them off at the precinct. Okay. um the cab driver needs to stop talking, because
Mm-hmm.
he did not do he got them at a time when um they changed cab, when they changed from the vehicle that they started off with into
Mm-hmm.
his cab. Okay, so he just got them for a short time. He didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Okay.
But
He
even though, remember when he was talking to Pierce Morgan, he said that they they got stopped. I guess like a garbage truck or something was in front of them, and then they stopped, and then the paparazzi descended on the car, and then Pierce
Mhm.
Morgan asked him if it was the same like other celebrities he's picked up. He said no, 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 this was way worse.
And he
Now
said that. What
he
he said,
said
what?
that, and then
Yeah,
he
what?
completely, and every other interview he said he completely disregarded that, and like, oh, no, 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 it was no big deal. They were really respectful, they stayed really far behind, except when you see video from TMZ posted a video of paparazzi, like the security came out of the cab and was chasing away paparazzi from the car.
Yeah, he completely changed everything that he
Yeah.
said
Mm-hmm.
initially. When he says yes, he can tell that something was happening before they got to his car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And they were worried, and they were nervous,
Mm-hmm.
and they appeared, you know they weren't like, they appeared
They were
nervous, and and
silent
and,
and they
and,
seemed really
and
nervous.
scared and
Yeah.
silent, and they were asking him if he's okay, and they were telling him to just drive carefully, and don't speed, and stuff like that. And he said that one of the security was in the front seat with him,
Right. Yeah.
and he was telling him to turn here, turn there, and think, why you think he's telling you to turn here and turn there? Okay, Why you think he's telling you to do that? Okay, because he's trying to not get followed. So why you
Right.
think he's telling you to do that? Okay, and he did say, he says he's never seen it like that before.
Right.
Okay, he's drive celebrities, all the time, but he never see. He said that, they would come in the car and the celebrities would leave, and the securities, the photographers would leave and go their way, and he just drive off with the celebrities and stuff like that. Okay, he's never seen anything like, yes, he see them around the celebrities and stuff like that, but this is even more than what he's used to seeing. And
Right.
he
But
does a
then
lot of
he completely
celebrities.
changed his narrative. Every
Yeah.
time he talked to someone else, he keeps changing and
Okay.
leaving out those things and making it seem like, oh no, it was no big deal now.
Exactly. And have everybody questioning. And then the other thing that I hear that on CNN when they're talking about it, when these other ones, because I'm telling you, I pick up this from like around, what is it, around 11 o'clock, 10:30, around 10:30, 11, that this
Mm-hmm.
CNN came on and stuff. So it was like the three anchors on CNN. Okay, the one guy and the two anchors, Sarah and the other girl. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and they were so serious about it. They were like in shock. They were like in shaking and can't believe that this is happening. Okay, but then later on, when the other anchors coming on, then they start saying things with, well, um, Prince Harry and Meghan and Princess Meghan, what is they keep using this word, they claim that they
Mm-hmm.
were killed by paparazzi. How can you say they claim when we know it happened?
Right.
Okay, we know it happened. Even the mayor come out and talking about it. The policeman that was there talking about it. The
Right.
security.
Yeah.
How can you say they claim? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's ridiculous, and they
Because
just
the
start playing down.
yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, they just start playing it down, and you can tell that somebody got to this car driver, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and his
Oh yeah.
story just
I mean,
all of a
he's just
sudden
trying to
just
make
starts
money. I think he's
changing.
out there just trying to make money. Give him
Yeah,
money and he'll tell you what
it
you
just
want him
starts
to say.
changing and changing and changing. And I'm
Yeah.
saying to myself, these people just, you know, almost, okay, their life could have been gone with whatever was going on out there. Okay. And you guys are trying to water this thing down. You're trying to, you know, make it look like if this thing wasn't happening. Okay. You're
Mm-hmm.
trying to call them liars and all these different stuff. Like, when are you guys are going to stop? When are you going to stop?
Right.
It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's, and I mean to say, like, why should these people have to go through this, okay, and can't be able to live their life? They step down from this royal family, from going through this, okay, and they're just going on with their life, with their kids, and just, living their life. And now you're telling me that, oh, they can't travel together, they can't do this. Yes, they're gonna have to change certain things, but you think about it. You think that, like, how would you feel not able, that your wife gone on with one kid one way, the other one gone on, and what are you going to be thinking? Like, what's happening to them?
Right.
What's happening to them? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just making their life more, complicated more than anything else. Okay, and not having the proper security that they're supposed to have from day one. And even now that his father is king, he is even supposed to have even more
Right.
security. And it's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like,
which
this
is what I
whole
don't
family, they just
understand.
need to
Yeah, which
go.
is what I don't understand, Karen, just with the court case that's going on right now. Because one of the things the lawyers from the Home Office is saying, rich people can't just buy, the police for security. And I'm like, Harry is not just a rich person. Harry is the son of a king. It's like they are completely rejecting the notion, the fact that one, Harry's not just a rich person asking to pay for security,
Exactly.
this police. He's the son of the reigning monarch. He is a veteran of Afghanistan. The the press has incited the Taliban against him, and
Exactly.
his family. So this is not just a situation of just a rich person trying to buy, and then for some reason the narrative just remains at he's just a
No,
rich person
but I can't
trying to
understand.
get the police to pay the police. Like, I don't understand why people accept that narrative.
And I can't understand why it's even coming out of their mouth. Like, what is wrong with these
Yeah,
people? Like, what is
yeah,
wrong with these people? You can't tell me. Are you telling me that when Oprah and Tyler Perry and all of that go there to these places, they don't have their paid security? Come on. You're gonna tell me that yours is the only country in the world, okay, that don't offer this stuff, and even worse yet. Okay, this guy is supposed to be having this kind of security. He had it from day one, from the time he was born. Okay, he wasn't
right,
rich, he wasn't anything then. Okay, and he had it from the time he was born. He had three security guards around him. You understand? And
yeah,
now you're telling me that now he has a wife and a kids and a family. Okay, and his father is king. I mean to say that you can't get any closer than that. Don't care
right,
how you guys twist it and turn it. It's always going to be his father is king. You can't take
right.
that away. Okay? You can take whatever you want to take the titles, but you cannot take away that his father is king. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So why is it that he is not supposed to have security? Come on, just the simple people out there where their father is not nothing and mother is not nothing. Okay? There might be a singer, a movie star, whatever it is. Okay? And they have big security for their kids.
Yeah, I mean,
And
the weird thing about it, they keep saying that, Karen, that this what Harry is asking for is unprecedented. That this isn't, there is
it's
no
not.
precedence for this, but that is a lie.
It's
For
a
the former
lie.
prime minister, oh gosh, and I always forget his name, not Gordon Brown, whatever his name was before, who was part of the who approved, I guess, going to Iraq and stuff like that.
Mhm.
He what he does is
Blair.
exactly what Harry is asking to do. He uses the police security and then reimburses them.
Yeah.
This is, so there is precedence for this. So this lie that this is like a new thing. It's kind of like they're doing what they're
No,
doing.
this is a
Like
lie.
when
This is
Harry
just
was
because
asking,
it's Harry and Meghan. This is just
yeah,
because it's Harry and Meghan. And this is
yeah,
their way. This is the exactly what Tyler Perry is talking about. This is the abusive behavior.
mm-hmm,
Okay? This because they stepped down, this is their way of still trying to get back at them. Okay?
right,
This is what they're doing. Okay? Because they take away their power from them. This is
mm-hmm,
their way of still trying to get back at them.
right,
Just the fact that his father encouraged it took it away from him and encouraged it to be taken away from him. Okay?
mm-hmm,
Alone give them, these people, the opportunity to keep doing what they are doing to this to Harry and his family. Okay?
right,
They are the ones that encouraging these people to do what, because they're the ones that did the first action. And they said they give them the ammunition that it's okay to go after them and to do whatever it is that you want with them. You're going to tell me you're the royal family and people have to be bowing to you and courtesying to you and all these different stuff. Okay? And you can't put down your foot and say, well, okay, no, my son keeps security. This is why, don't come and tell me nothing about, the queen and all these different. I know, Harry and his grandmother was close and she protect them in a certain way and all these things. But at the same time, you were just a figurehead that had no voice up there, because it's not none of them that's running that place. That monarchy is run by those same suit people there. Okay,
mm-hmm,
they are just a prop there. Okay, for the people to work around to say, well, okay, we're gonna put you guys here, we're gonna take care of you guys, but we are the ones who's running this whole place, because none of them had no thing. You're gonna tell me your grandson is supposed to go and see you. You arrange for your grandson to go and see you, and somebody can come and tell you that you have things to do or whatever it is. You're supposed to tell that person, no, you make sure you find some other time with that time there, because my grandson, I already arranged for my grandson and granddaughter-in-law to come and see me. So you find some other place to put that appointment.
right,
Okay?
yeah,
So
yeah. Little Mac, hang on,
you're just
Karen.
a
Here on 1 second. I want to just address this little thing from Little Mac. Little Mac says, "Fellow, calling Harry rich is to make the UK citizen hate him, so he doesn't get security." I think that's a very important
That's
point.
true. Yeah.
Very
Because
important
they
point.
keep putting that, they keep putting those things out there to keep this narrative going. Okay? And keep this narrative going. Why did he, he just went out there, he worked for his money, he wrote a book, he has to, he has to pay, for everything in his life. He have to look after his kids. And plus he got to pay for the security that, you guys are making him have to get because you're after him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So what is the richness? Who is rich? You know, all the money move over to William. All the money, if he was inside of there, he still wasn't rich because he would have been a sucker having to beg them for money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And they can handle it however they want. If you don't do things the way they want it, they figure, well, okay, well, you're getting paid today or whatever it is. Like they were just holding them hostage.
Right.
They basically hold hostage up there. And you're talking about, hearing from Charles or whatever. Charles took his security. He took, and they have a kid and stuff like that. What is Charles gonna call up the YPD or the mayor of New York or whatever and say what? Oh, so what happened to the security that my son is supposed to have? Or what happened to my son's security? Well, you took his security from him.
Right.
What is he gonna call and ask these people about? What is he gonna say?
Right. Well, people were expecting him to at least call Harry, but apparently he hasn't. Karen, I want to get to some other some comments before
He called Harry. What did he say? How you doing, son?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would, well, a father. That's what a father should be doing, right? No matter what the relationship is, that's what you would expect a father. But I want to get some more calls in. So Karen, I'm gonna have to let you go, my love.
Talk to you. Bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you so much, girl. Yes, 100%. Thank you, Karen. So let's get to a few more in the chat before we say goodnight. But I appreciate you guys sharing all your thoughts. Thank you so much, Karen, Sean, Fatumat. I appreciate you guys. I mean, yes, yes, yes. Sylvia Dixon says the king took Frogmore from Harry and his family while the media laughed and was happy. How awful. I know. It's like, I don't understand how you laugh at people's misery, but that's what they were doing. And now if you notice the narrative for even Charles taking away Frogmore from them. I saw a screenshot the other day of an article where it's like, Andrew, because they want Andrew to move into Frogmore, and Andrew's like, no, I'm staying at the lodge. What they write about about Harry and Meghan not being at Frogmore anymore is like that Frogmore became available when Harry and Meghan moved to the US, and it's like, excuse me, when did Frogmore become available? And that was the narrative. Now it's not that Charles, they were excited and happy and really crowing about Charles, kicking Harry and Meghan out of Frogmore, and now they've changed the whole narrative to where Frogmore has now become available since Harry and Meghan has moved to the US. Unbelievable. And that's why I love the squad, because we have receipts to challenge all that mess. Let's see. Little Max says the way they're treating Harry about his security makes me believe Diana's security was taken from her. I will always believe. I never ever believe that lie about, oh, Diana just didn't want security. What Harry said when he talked about his mother's security was that there were so many things so many leakings to the media from the palace, and that they basically made her paranoid the same way that he was paranoid. They made her so paranoid with all the leaking and all of that stuff that she didn't feel like she could trust anyone. So when if it was like she said no to security, she didn't just say it just because, but they put her in a position where she could not trust any of them. She couldn't trust any person who was supposedly there to protect her, because she felt like what they were doing to her was harming her, and leaking stuff about her to the press. So they literally made her paranoid. which is what Harry said the same thing was happening to him, where he lost all these friendships because of the leaking and stuff, and not being able to trust, because he couldn't figure out where, or the press was getting all these private information, not realizing that they were hacked and blagged. So let's see. TB says, I don't QE2 was mentally all oh I don't think QE2 was mentally all there during her last year. She was sick often, had COVID twice. She stood and waved most of the time, even the day before she passed. Yeah, I mean, one thing is clear, she wasn't in power. That was very clear from a long time ago. And according to Harry's book Spare, when he talked about the wasp, the bee, and the fly, and he did literally say that they were behaving like they were the monarchs, that they were they were the power. The fact that he could decide she is not seeing her grandson, even when she was the one that invited them, speaks volumes about the relationship that she had with them, and about the power that they had over her. They can decide that she is not going to see her own grandson. That is big. That is huge. So yeah. Let's see. Let's see some. Mabel said, Karen is right. The Queen could have done more to protect them. Coulda and shoulda. I mean, she should have done so much more to protect Harry and Meghan. She should have done so much more. And I remember times where she would be praising the press, even after the press was putting out all this horrible stuff about the Sussexes. She would still be praising them, And so, yeah, they were all sold out to the press. And so that whole, I mean, gosh, they were totally in bed with what the press was doing. So and even though at the end she was trying to help Harry to to sue them and stuff, but that was after she was in bed with them. So yeah, that's why they didn't respect her. If you read any of the court transcripts about about the Queen and her private secretary trying to get to sit down and talk to the editors of the Sun, like Rebecca Brooks and her people at the Sun, they were, one, they don't even call them king or queen, whatever. It's Charles, what I mean? They didn't respect the Queen. They just blew them off. For 2 years, they literally blew off the Queen of England. And they wouldn't, and then in the end, it was like, yeah, we can't do this. It doesn't, basically not in our best interest. The Queen, you would think, they did not respect her, at all. So this idea of, oh, the Queen and we honor, it's nonsense. They did not respect her. So, let's see. Celia Appia. Hi, Celia. Celia says, I think the paparazzi didn't get their $1 million photos at the coronation, so they are chasing them to get their pictures. Very true. Also, the girl was, I think it was the girl that was interviewed by the AP. I think it was her or somebody else I saw that said, at the event a couple of days ago, yesterday, the paparazzi, she didn't think they got the great pictures that they wanted to, because I guess the space, they got in and out very quickly to their cars and to the building. So also there was an article in it, and I didn't post it for good reason, where they were talking about a photo for Harry and Meghan could go up to like $1 million. And so, when you see stuff like that, and other paparazzi see stuff like that, they're like, people would pay that much for a photo? Let me do everything I can to get that $1 million photo. Every single one of them want the big payday. Again, that is why I do not post paparazzi photos. That's why I don't do it, because I know what that means, So anyway, so let's do a couple more. I know it's late. It's, oh my God, it's 11 o'clock. Let's see. A couple more before we end. Again, thank you guys for hanging out with me at this hour. I was just so full of stuff that it's just like, oh my gosh, I just need somebody to talk to. So I'm so glad that you guys are here, that we could chat about this. Um, let's see. Oh, good night, Saima. I know this was a long night. Sorry. Um, I see you next time. Let's see. Uh, one more before we end. I want to see which one we end on. Um, Diane says, I am waiting on the Spencer aunt and supposed cousin Zara and Eugenie to speak up, go on record, or shut up later. You know, sir, the Spencer aunts are they're weird to me. I don't think they ever spoke up for Diana when Diana was going through all her trauma. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I missed where they spoke up. Again, I wasn't following royals back then, but I haven't seen where they have spoken up for Princess Diana at all. And so I don't expect them to speak up. I really don't. I don't also, I used to think, Eugenie would do it. And then when I saw her in the Harry and Meghan docuseries, I thought she would speak up. But I don't anymore. I don't think they will, because I think, with the York girls, they are depending, especially Beatrice. She seemed to be auditioning to be a senior royal, working royal. So, well, at least a royal who pretends to work. I think that's more the accurate thing. But I don't see them speaking up. Again, especially Beatrice, who was, again, a couple of weeks ago hugging Piers Morgan. I don't see her speaking up, and I think Eugenie's probably just too scared to speak up because she knows they'll go after her husband. So I don't see either one of them saying anything. I don't also see Zara saying anything either. She's never spoken out ever about anything. So I don't see any of them speaking out about this. Charles Spencer, the uncle, would have been the one, but since Diana's death, when he had promised to really take care of Harry and William, I don't think he ever kept that. Excuse me, I don't think he ever kept that promise. And so I don't see him speaking. I mean, look at all the stuff that Harry's been through. He's not said a word. He spoke out at the funeral. He was very vocal about what he thought, what the press and the royals did to Diana. But ever since then, he has been, he actually has a podcast that he's doing, but he has been silent. So it's I don't expect them to say a word, unfortunately. So, anyways, guys, this has been a long night. I hope the chat helped. I hope, definitely the regular comments is there. I am a little bit behind on them. So, but I will be answering all of them. I'm going to most likely spend the rest of the morning tomorrow answering comments. And so definitely post them there. And tomorrow I may or may not have a podcast. I am not sure. My schedule is quite crazy. So I hope hopefully have one. But if we have more information coming out about this, if the police come clean, at least something that is close to the truth, that would be nice. And hopefully I'm hoping Harry and Meghan and they, if their kids, it is thought that maybe their kids are here. Who knows? I have no idea. Hopefully they get back home soon, away from all this mess. And also too, I agree with Sean and others who have said it, that I hope that this situation has not made them feel like, oh gosh, I gotta hide, or I don't think they will. So, but I hope that that they feel like they could still come out, just have more security and have a different plan or whatever. If they don't already, I'm sure they do. So yeah. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for listening, being here, supporting in every way. Thank you to our awesome moderators, Lydia, Karen M, Cookies and Cream. I don't see Church Nelly today. I hope she's feeling, coming along in her health and feeling better. But thank you all so much. Thank you for 2 Cents crew members who support the channel on a monthly basis, and our Gold Star supporters. As you can see, they were supporting in the chat and donating in the chat. I appreciate every single one of you and the support that you give the channel all of the time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. And so until we meet again, hopefully tomorrow, and if not Friday, I will talk to you soon. Have a great night, guys. Bye.